Good morning. Welcome to the worship with the community of First Unitarian Church of Omaha. I'm Reverend Shari Woodbury, the congregation's minister. Whether you are joining us here in the sanctuary or online, I'm glad you are plugging in to this community. A special welcome to visitors. This congregation is a community of all ages and abilities. It is a community with a rainbow of gender and sexual identities. It's a community of diverse cultural and class backgrounds. We draw from many sources of inspiration and share common liberal religious values. Whoever you may be, we invite you to bring your whole self into this space. Visitors are invited to fill out a visitor form. If you're here in the pews, it's a yellow form in the hymnal racks. If you're online, there's a link to an online form below the service description in YouTube. This will just give you the chance to get on our email list if you'd like to find out what else is going on at the church that you might want to check out. I have a few announcements. We're trying something new today. After the service, probably around noon or so, I'll make an announcement down at coffee hour, and anyone who wants to join in for lunch can walk on over to a Midtown Mexican restaurant with me, and we'll just eat and visit and get to know each other a little bit better. So lunch bunch after coffee. Secondly, we are having our annual bake sale, holiday bake sale. That'll be next Sunday. Proceeds are going to go toward the maintenance of our church organ. We've been having a lot of work done on the organ. We're going to be enjoying that beautiful sound more this month, including on Christmas Eve. If you have questions about participating in the bake sale, perhaps bringing one of your favorite dishes to sell, excuse me, please see Carolyn McNamara. And Melissa has an announcement for us for newcomers.
Good morning. So if you are visiting First Unitarian or fairly new to the church, if you'd like to join me after the service in the Merit Lounge, that's the room on this level with the couches over there in the corner. I will be doing a First Steps, and we'll just do a little informal meet and greet. Usually takes less than an hour, so feel free to grab yourself a cup of coffee in the basement and then come up for First Steps, and we'll just go over a couple things, say hello, and that'll be that. So hope to see you there.
We affirm that our church occupies the traditional treaty lands of the Omaha and Otoe-Missouri tribal nations, whose sovereignty existed long before the state of Nebraska. We also express our respect to the Northern Ponca, the Winnebago, and the Santee Sioux tribes. We encourage everyone to support local causes, charities, and rights of Indigenous peoples as we strive to do as a religious community. Again, welcome to worship. At this time, I invite forward Lydia and Celeste to light the flaming chalice. Will you join me in the chalice lighting words? Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love, alive in all creation. As we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life. There's a magic to snow that is undeniable. Not just its beauty, which is real, or the way it reflects back to us light, or the potential for joy. Snowmen will appear, and maybe snow angels, and the tracks of animals we wouldn't normally get to see. But the other thing I love about snow is the silence. The way it insulates a blanket pulled up over the world. Science explains the phenomenon that sound waves get caught in the gaps between the arms and dampen the sound before it arrives in our ears. It's muted, softer, like a spell has been cast over the world. What I know is this is how I understand this time, how I have always understood this time, that the seconds, minutes, hours get caught as they travel to our minds, bodies, and spirits. Time takes longer, lands more gently, responds quietly to openness and invitation. It's a spell, a kind of magic this season, of waiting, of hoping, of preparing a way for whatever is to come, if only we are ready to receive what it has to offer. I invite you to rise if that feels good in your body and join in our opening hymn, number 311, Let It Be a Dance. Each week, we practice our spiritual value of generosity as we take up a community offering. Half of undesignated gifts are donated to a local cause, which resonates with Unitarian Universalist values. If you're online or prefer to give via your smartphone, you can use the QR code or the link provided. Our Share the Plate recipient for December is the Alternatives to Violence program. As you may know, if you attended the wonderful service a previous week, this is a group that teaches nonviolence and helps build connection and integrate people back into the community who are ready to rejoin the wider community. Thank you for giving with a generous heart as you were able. We come to the time for sharing of joys and concerns. When we share those things that are bringing brightness into our lives, we brighten the lives of those around us. And when we share the things that are casting shadows, others can comfort us and be with us through that. What do we have today, Colin?
From Melissa Gibson, saying it was great to meet Kaylin, Linda Haruska, and Jean for lunch on Friday. And even though I didn't put it in the book, happy birthday to me. It's 41. It's been quite a year for me, and it's a very, very different feeling in my life about what I was going through, say, a year ago at this time. But a lot of things have changed, and I think that 41 is going to be a great year.
Thank you, Colin. And I'll invite my helpers forward now for our ritual of remembrance. The holidays can be an especially poignant time of year. Alongside the joy in these present moments, we may recall fond memories of past celebrations with our loved ones.
As we carry on traditions, we may especially miss any dear ones we have lost to death, distance, or dementia. Or we may more sharply aware of our estrangement. Love, joy, and wonder may bubble up unbidden this season, but so too many sorrows, and loneliness or regret.
You're invited to weave a ribbon through one of these heart-shaped wreaths here at the front of the sanctuary in memory of those who are no longer with you this Christmas, or to mark any other loss or separation that you carry in your heart.
Those who are joining us online can put in the chat names or just their relationship to you of any person for whom you would like the ribbon tied, and we will tie them.
Let's begin now, starting from the back of the sanctuary and then moving forward. And it's also okay to weave one after the service if you like. As we look upon the holiday wreaths now, we see them adorned with many ribbons. Let us recognize the losses and sorrows that these ribbons represent. And let us see that no one here need be alone with such pain. We can weave each other back into community and connection, just as we have each woven our separate ribbons to make something beautiful.
Please know that our minister and caring team remain available at this time of year as always. If you're experiencing loss or sorrow this holiday season, members of our team are ready with the listening ears. Please look around you. Know that there are many people here who care about you and want you to reach out to them.
We'll move into a time of meditation now. As we hold the joy and the sorrow, the celebration and the loss together in community, let us enter a time of quiet contemplation. You may want to close your eyes, perhaps take a deep breath and exhale out. During the quiet that follows, you may wish to meditate, pray, or simply feel your heart open, sending out waves of love. And if it makes sense for you to do so, you may even rekindle your sense of connection to the person for whom you tied a ribbon onto the wreath. Silence together.
This morning's reading comes from Richard S. Gilbert, who writes, "Be gentle with another. It is a cry from the lives of people battered by thoughtless words and brutal deeds. It comes from the lips of those who speak them and the lives of those who do them. Who of us can look inside another and know what is there of hope and hurt or promise and pain? Who can know from what far places each has come, or to what far places each may hope to go to? Our lives are like fragile eggs. They crack and the substance escapes. Handle with care, handle with exceedingly tender care, for there are human beings within, human beings as vulnerable as we are, who feel as we feel, who hurt as we hurt. Life is too transient to be cruel with one another. It is too short for thoughtlessness, too brief for hurting. Life is long enough for caring. It is lasting enough for sharing, precious enough for love. Be gentle with one another."
Who, me? Draw attention to myself? Divulge my worries and fears? Share my pain and confusion? No, I don't think so. That was my attitude as a young adult. Maybe not consciously, but viscerally in my body. I did not readily display pain. When I got divorced from my high school sweetheart at 25, I had been a member of the local Unitarian Universalist church for several years. It never occurred to me to reach out to the minister or someone on the caring team to share the many feelings that welled up for me during that time. What I did know to do for comfort was simply to spend time with groups of people that knew me and cared about me. It's an instinctive act, drawing together with one's tribe. Several primate species have been observed doing just this. Some years ago, as one article tells it, a volunteer at a chimpanzee rescue shelter named Monica Jupiter took a now iconic photograph of chimps lining up at the fence of their enclosure to watch as the body of Dorothy, one of their fellow chimps, was wheeled away. Her presence and loss was palpable and resonated throughout the group, Jupiter said. For those in grief, it can help simply to be near others who know them and care about them. I remember sitting in the seats of an auditorium sandwiched between other members of the choir I sang in at that time on an outing we had taken together just for inspiration. Opera singers from the university's music department poured down a wash of cathartic song with their great lungs. Tears ran down my cheeks throughout the performance, and my chest went from painfully tight to convulsed loose with sobs. My fellow singers knew about the divorce and offered me empathetic glances. Around this time, the young adult group at the church became even more of a haven for me, too. Friendships with a few of them were deepening, but I still didn't say much to them about the upheaval in my life. I had always been the one who listened to others, not the one who poured out my stuff. I'm not the only person who has had mixed feelings about asking for comfort or being the giver of it. Barbara Rhoda writes, "I wasn't flattered when one of my daughters confided that she had thought of me as the big there when she was 3 years old. If I remember correctly, I was in the middle of a phase where I was hoping to reassure myself that I still had a fertile mind as well as a welcoming bosom for my child. Now, years later, Barbara Rhoda concedes, I can admit that the role of the big there is a necessary part of parenthood, not to be disparaged. At times, even the most mature of us want someone to dry our eyes, encircle us with welcoming arms, and offer us a cup of hot cocoa. I shall be forever grateful, Rhoda says, to my friend Ruth, who interrupted her political campaign to ride to the hospital, make her way past the folks in the intensive care unit in the hospital, with convincing stories that I was her little sister, and reach bravely through the thicket of IVs, heart monitors, and breathing tubes to embrace me. Rhoda's friend Ruth understood comfort. It's easier for some to give than others. In his book, Between the World and Me, Ta-Nehisi Coates, who grew up in the projects in Chicago, writes a long letter to his son about being a black man in America. This was after the time that Michael Brown, the unarmed teenager in Ferguson, Missouri, had been killed by a police officer, one of the deaths that ignited the Black Lives Matter movement. It was the week you learned that the killers of Michael Brown would go free, Coates writes to his son, continuing, the men who had left his body in the street would never be punished. It was not my expectation that anyone would ever be punished, but you were young and still believed. You stayed up till 11 p.m. that night, waiting for the announcement of an indictment. And when instead it was announced that there was none, you said, I've got to go. And you went into your room, and I heard you crying. Coates remembers, I came in 5 minutes after, and I didn't hug you, and I didn't comfort you, because I thought it would be wrong to comfort you. I did not tell you that it would be okay, because I have never believed it would be okay. What I told you, Coates continues, is what your grandparents tried to tell me, that this is your country, that this is your world, that this is your body, and you must find some way to live within all of it. Comfort means to make strong, comfort. Barbara Rhoda observes, as comforters, we often believe we have to take away the pain, only to discover that we are only able to help those in pain find the sources of their own strength. Perhaps this is why Coates felt he should not offer his son comfort when the killer of another black boy went free. He knew he could not take away the pain or drain away from our society the racism that would affect his own son's life in myriad ways. His son would have to struggle to find the sources of his own strength. But to comfort may not mean removing pain. It may simply mean helping another to live through that which is painful. Rhoda notes, at times, comfort is our mere presence. I am here. I see your suffering. I care for you. At times, it is a helping hand. I'll vacuum. I'll wash up these dishes. I'll drive you. At times, it is a few words that put things in perspective. It's true, just a few words can make a big difference, but not all words are comforting, however well-intentioned. If you've ever been on the receiving end of a trite phrase like, God never gives you more than you can handle, you probably have experienced it doesn't help that much. Simple listening is often what helps the most. Barbara Rhoda observed, we're never quite sure what will truly comfort another or what special act will comfort us. perhaps we go looking for a big there and find instead that the excitement of a new idea lifts us from despair. Barbara Rhoda says, I expected little solace from my frail 90-year-old father when he called me in the hospital to see how I was. She remembers, but when he called me punky for the first time in 54 years, I felt the fidelity of that relationship. My narrow room was filled with memory and hope. A good friend of mine that I'll call Carrie knew this too. Even as I was coping with big change, she would make me smile with silly phrases like, awesome possum, and okie dokie artichoke, and what do you see, chickadee-dee-dee? She still does that. She was the person who showed me through her own vulnerability and gentleness that it was okay for me to lean on someone else. Early in our friendship, when she would talk and spill all her stuff first, I would listen and mirror back what I heard and listen some more, sprinkling in a few arm squeezes and nods of the head, along with, those kind of utterances that indicate to someone that you're really following their story with empathy. Oh, geez. Those kind of things that just come naturally if you're connecting with someone and what they're sharing. Then when she would ask what was up with me, I felt like it was my turn. I had to reciprocate. I had to share like she had. Learn to follow, learn to lead. Reciprocity means not only listening supportively to others, but leaning on them too. And Carrie had this way of drawing it out of me, not interrupting, not judging, just being there. I could so easily be spooked from further sharing, but not with her. I would say a little something, stumbling, and she was just there, a companion, so patient. So I would say a little more and a little more, needing occasional nonverbal signals that I was not wearing her out, that I deserved this support. Sometimes we would go for walks in the rambling cemetery near where she lived and walk over the hills and among the headstones, laughing and venting, dreaming and struggling. And there was no hurry. And I learned to ask for support. I learned how to ask for support. The kind of interdependence and mutuality that our UU value of generosity points to, in which we covenant to freely and compassionately share our faith, presence, and resources. It requires that someone go first. Someone be the first to reach out for support, to ask for the caring presence of another. I want to pause here and just give you a moment to reflect on, are you a person who instinctively listens and offers that presence to others? And are you a person who's able to ask for that when you need someone to be that person for you? For a long time, I waited for my friend Carrie to go first, several years. She finally playfully pointed this pattern out to me. She said something like, "You never really talk much about you until I've talked for quite a while about me." What I eventually realized was that I could help others be able to open up and trust too if I went first. And gradually, my pattern changed. Here at First Unitarian, if you ask for help when you need it, you will help build the mutuality, the generosity of spirit of this community. You will help other people be able to ask for support when they need it, even people who never directly know your story. Because if we really mean it about acceptance of one another and being part of an interdependent web with one another, then we have to trust one another to be there when things aren't so sunny. not to fix anything, except maybe very simple things like meals when we're sick, but generally not to solve problems for us, simply to be our tribe, our circle of monkeys that mourn together, our friend who says, "Lean on me." Now, this can feel a bit trickier if the church itself is the source of your angst, which does happen occasionally. A Unitarian Universalist named Layla Ibrahim confesses, 2 or 3 times over the years, I've been so disappointed that I seriously questioned remaining in my congregation. On those occasions, I thought, screw it. I can't just stop going to church for a while or forever. But she says, staying away has never helped me through such times. Rather, coming in closer, telling people about my spiritual crisis, listening, sharing, caring, and worshiping have helped me. Because we're not in church, she says, to be with people who want to sing the same music or rally for the same cause or attend the same retreats. We're in church to learn to love better. We're in church to learn to love better. Here at church, too, comfort can ultimately come from sharing authentically what is really there for us and sharing it directly with the people involved in our concerns so they can hear us, respond to us, be with us in a spirit of caring, even if we disagree, especially maybe if we disagree. I told you about my gentle friend Carrie, who taught me that it was okay to lean on her. That in fact, real friendship, real mutuality involves both people giving and receiving, both people risking vulnerability and offering comfort. Some years after this had shifted for me, I found out that an associate of mine had died. This was a man I had worked closely with some years before in a different state. And though I hadn't seen him in a long time, I still felt the connection closely. And I knew the group of people we'd both been a part of had surely circled up in that primal kind of way to mourn their lost member. I knew I needed to draw support around me somehow and not just sit alone with my memories and disbelief that he was gone. The community choir that I was singing in by that time was rehearsing that evening, the same evening that I found out about his death. The apt expression for this moment, the right gesture of solidarity with that far-off group of fellow mourners, dawned on me as I was going to rehearsal. I brought with me some sheet music for some simple chants that my old coworker and I often sang together with others in our group. And I invited any singers who were able and interested to stay after rehearsal to learn and sing a few of these chants with me. Their faces showed they were not only surprised, but moved by this unusual request. And most of them stayed. We sunk into a chanting groove, and I felt that this heartfelt offering could reach all the way to my friend's widow in another state. Later, the choir director told me that my request that the choir comfort me with this singing experience have been a gift to all of them. Comfort me. The invitation to witness another's inner life and to provide support when things are challenging. It can be deeply meaningful to those who respond to the request, comfort me. I hope the members and friends of this community will reach out to me as your minister when you could use a pastoral ear. I am, in a way, a professional big there for all ages. There may be times when you want even more specialized professional support like a therapist, and I'm happy to refer people to those kind of resources in the community. I also encourage you to draw upon our caring team for caring contact or help with practical tasks like meals or rides. If you're interested in joining the church's caring team and perhaps helping others sometimes when you're able, you can connect with our caring team coordinators at coffee hour or reach out to them by email. And Deb and Kate, why don't you stand up so folks can see you? These are our caring team coordinators. They'll be happy to tell you more about the caring team at coffee hour. Please remember, too, the individuals with whom you have formed bonds, including those who may be part of our tribe here. They will want you to lean on them, just as my friend Carrie wanted me to lean back on her. Every person deserves comfort. Each one of us is part of an interdependent web that only grows stronger when we reach out for support. So when we need it, let each of us reach out. May it be so. Amen. I invite you to rise for our closing hymn. It's number 1002 in the teal hymnal, and the words we're going to use this time for the zipper song are on this slide. We'll do 4 verses. Let us live into our values of generosity and interdependence. When we witness another suffering, let us offer companionship and care. And when we ourselves are troubled, let us not hesitate to go first and ask for support. May it be so. Amen.